Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the bubble. A happy holiday week to you all, and thank you for joining us here with our weekly high school hockey highlight show. And Matt, we got the boys coming in this week as well. It's been a busy weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. This is by far one of the busiest weekends of the year for high school hockey, with the boys season kicking off and, of course, some girls games as well. So very exciting time to be a high school hockey fan.
And Tuesday night, we had the girls hockey game of the year so far. The defending state champs Andover Huskies in a state title game rematch against the Minnetonka Skippers. Let's go out to Pagel for the action. We begin in the first period. Andover on a 2-on-2. Look at this move by Nora Sauer and the finish. We're going to slow this one down for you in just a second as well. This was an unbelievable goal here. High-end skill by Nora Sauer. Here it comes. Watch it. She goes outside on Kleppinger, drags it around, and puts it between the wickets on her former Andover Husky teammate, Layla Hemp. We go to the second period. To the point here, Kenzie Jones through traffic. Look at that. That one hit pretty much right at the elbow. A perfectly placed shot for Kenzie Jones makes it 2-0. Minnetonka then on the power play. Stagman's down, going back and forth, and Grace Sedura finds a little bit of daylight to squeeze it in. Takes a penalty, though, after the goal. Look at that celebration. But later, it's Minnetonka. They're back on the power play, and Lauren Carr with an absolute snipe off the underside of the crossbar. We're tied at 2. Into the third, Kenzie Jones again, this one through traffic. Layla Hemp to her right, puck goes to her left, and Andover with the 3-2 lead. Extra attacker here for the Skippers, looking for a late tying goal. Josie Hemp lays it off to Ellie Kleppinger. Back to Hemp, watch the redirect out front from Kendra Distat, and wild scenes from Pagel. But then it's Andover right to the power play, and they didn't take long. Maya Engler right off the dot. A slick feed from Issa Gettle. Engler with the game-winning goal, and look at the celebrations from Andover. They win another tight one. This is their 4th straight one-goal win over Minnetonka, back to last season.
We go out to Braemar Arena now. Another top 10 battle in girls AA. Number 5, Edina hosting number 8, Rogers. Still early in the first, 1-1 game already, and the freshman Lorelei Nelson putting it home to give the Hornets a 2-1 lead here in what was a very busy first period. A few minutes later here, freshman Kate McCoy taking advantage of this turnover and puts it home for the 3-1 Edina lead. This is still with 9:18 to go in the first. Rogers not going away, though, as Ava Johansson, beautiful finish on the backhand to get the Royals within 1 here. 3-2 late in the first. We pick it up now in the second. 3-2 Hornets lead. And take a look at this play. Watch number 21, Kaylee Adrogo-Lamb in front, buries it through the 5-hole. She gets her first goal of the season to pad the Hornets lead. Later on in the second period now, Lorelei Nelson already with 1 goal in this game and a backhand goal to get her second of the game. Hornets go on to win this one, though, 6-2. Kate McCoy with the hat trick.
Little South Suburban action from Prior Lake. Apple Valley taking on the Lakers. This is in the first period with Lily Defoe from the boards, and that one squeezes through. Apple Valley leads 1-0. Then a sweet backhand finish from Marie Moran puts Apple Valley up 2-0. Prior Lake would fight back. Look at that, a little bit of tic-tac-toe, and buried by Allie Kammerer for Prior Lake. Into the second, this is Lydia Vonderhaar. Oh, that took a deflection. Tough for Prior Lake on the way through. Apple Valley by 2. Then into the third, Prior Lake, what a snipe there from Lula Swanson. 3-2. And later, this one toward the front, loose puck, couple of rebounds, and eventually Brooke Holmes buries it. It's a 3-3 game. Less than 30 seconds to go. Toe drag, gets the rebound, and Michaela Moran with the game-winning goal. Apple Valley 4, Prior Lake 3.
Benilde St. Margaret's and Wayzata, 2 West Metro powerhouses going at it here. 4 minutes into the first period, Ellie Stewart with a beautiful wrister, the freshman, to give the Red Knights the early lead on the road. In the second now, Red Knights in the offensive zone, and Lizzie Hamill gives the Red Knights another goal. That one goes through the 5-hole. 36 seconds later, look at this play from Kendall Hassler racing down the left wing, gets it to go up against the left post. Red Knights up 3-0 in the second period now. Wayzata, though, not going away as Courtney Jacobs cleaning up the garbage in front to get the Trojans on the board. In the third, Red Knights again with it. Ella Pasqua, beautiful wrister here as the Red Knights go up 4-1. Wayzata here in the third, down 4-1 late. They do get a goal here to give them some life. Unfortunately, though, not enough as Benilde wins 5-2.
Behind every world-class athlete, there's a team who takes extra care to support them. At Affinity Plus, we take extra care with all your banking goals, from checking accounts to credit cards. Our biggest victory? Helping you win in the ways that matter most. Affinity Plus.
Sniper's Edge Hockey is your one-stop shop for your at-home hockey training needs on and off the ice. Find the perfect start to your at-home training area with slick tiles, synthetic ice, or a rink liner. Or upgrade your home setup with one of our top-quality training tools to help you work on soft hands, all of your deeks and dangles, perfect your one-timer, and improve the power and accuracy of your shot. Find it all online and in stock for immediate shipping at snipersedgehockey.com.
And we get the boys season underway. It is opening night for the boys Minnesota State High School League season and opening night on mnhockey.tv. It was Blake Mortensen on the call up in Hibbing Chisholm hosting the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And we get a rush here. Grand Rapids moving in across, but a huge save there by the Hibbing Chisholm netminder. That was Braden Boyer to keep that one scoreless in the first period. Still in the first period, or rather, I believe this is in the second. Comes to the slot, off the rebound, cleared out, but cashing the puck into the back of the net was Broden Fawcett. Hibbing Chisholm takes the lead over Grand Rapids. Later in the second period, it's Will Stoffer on the back door. Oh, what a chance there, but it ends up in the back of the net. 1-1 between Grand Rapids and Hibbing Chisholm, and this was 1-1 late into the third. On the power play, though, Grand Rapids buries one top shelf. Hayden Davis with 2:07 remaining. They'd add an empty netter. Grand Rapids 3-1.
We go now to the Turkey Trot third place game at the Plymouth Ice Center. Edina and Moorhead, both teams 0-1 to start the year. We're about halfway through the first period here, and senior Aaron Ryerson gets this one to trickle through the 5-hole for the 1-0 Spuds lead. We will go now into the third period and check out this save from Robbie Klarkowski, going over to the far post to make a terrific stop, keeping his team in this game late. We now go just a few minutes later into the third period. Edina with a minute to go now, trying to get this one tied up in a scrum in front. Referee blows it dead a little bit prematurely, so Edina not able to cash in there. That keeps this game 1-0. But then again, Edina net empty at the other end, and guess who it is? Once again, Ryerson finding the empty net. The Spuds go on to win 2-0 as they improve to 1-1 on the season.
Tonka Thanksgiving preview pits our preseasons number 1 and 2 against one another, and it was Andover out of the gates early. Ben Dahl in the first minute puts the Huskies up 1-0. Great start for Andover, but it was Minnetonka with the response. This still in the first period. Look at this chance here. Drop pass, great move, Javon Moore, but the blocker pad saved there by Cal Conway, making his first start in net for the defending state champs. Then in the second period, this is Minnetonka breaking it out. Goes on the tape of Ashton Schultz. The sophomore had a phenomenal weekend, and he ties this game at 1 early in the second period. Then it's Andover on the power play. Little miscommunication, though, there at the blue line. Leads to a breakaway. Alex Lunsky shorthanded, and the St. Thomas commit puts the Skippers up 2-1. Now it's more special teams for Minnetonka. This time they're on the power play. It'll come back to the point. Liam Hupka, this one through traffic, and the goaltender Conway didn't see it until late. Hupka buries it. Big second period for the Skippers, who strike 3 times to lead 3-1. And then on the power play, pretty passing play here. Schultz is denied, but it's Lunsky on the follow-up. 4-1 Minnetonka. Alex Lunsky with a pair.
Championship game rather at the Plymouth Ice Center. Another ranked battle here between Wayzata and Maple Grove. Late stages of the first period in this game, and Jibber Cool with the goal for Wayzata to get them on the board at 1-0. in the second now. Still 1-0 Trojans on the power play. This shot from the point is going to get redirected in front by Jake Matson. That puts the Trojans up 2-0. And we keep it now in the second period, a handful of minutes later, and it's Cade DeSt. Hubert with the goal. Wayzata taking firm control of this game late in the second period. But the Maple Grove Crimson would not go away as they take this one from the neutral zone and look at this play the other way. Lucas Bush going to follow this one up on the rebound to get the Crimson on the board with just 56 seconds to play in the period. Third period now. Keep an eye on this puck behind the net here. It's going to be a turnover that results in a right out in front. It's Jibber Cool once again, his second of the game. And Wayzata would go on to win this one 5-1. Great start for the Trojans, 2-0 after the 5-1 win.
And perhaps the storyline of opening weekend, new St. Thomas head coach Mike Randolph taking on his longtime former program. We pick it up here and look at that move and a snipe by Tommy Cronin. He puts the Cadets on the board in the second period for a 1-0 lead. We send it to the third here. This is Duluth East on the rush. Great pass to the slot, and it's finished by Noah Tang. Duluth East ties this one up at 1. We go later into the period, and this across, big save on the follow. A double save there by the Duluth East netminder. Cole Constedt keeps the game tied at 1. But not too long after that, it's the Cadets on the power play. Cronin, nice feed into the middle for Zach Howard, who picks the top corner and puts the Cadets on top 2-1. We go later stages of the third, still a 2-1 game, and it's going to be Cronin picking up his second. Another beautiful move out front. What a finish. Tommy Cronin would complete his hat trick with the empty net, as well as the Cadets win 4-1, and they go 2-0 in a big opening weekend at the Bloomington Ice Garden. That's going to do it for our highlights segment. We'll be back with the SCSU Player Spotlight.
They say good things come to those who wait. But greatness, that's a different beast. It doesn't come when it's called. It won't wander up to those who do nothing. You have to bait it with the sweat you leave on the ice. You gotta push through the pain, smile through every ache, and suffer every shift. You gotta chase it, all in the name of the game you love. Because greatness comes to those who take it.
Your college experience begins with your dream. Your time at St. Cloud State will uniquely be your own, but your journey will be guided by our community. Be you. Be bold. Be a Husky.
On this week's SCSU Player Spotlight, we had a chance to catch up with Andover senior captain Tristen May-Robinson. Tristen is a youth hockey referee, and according to his head coach Mark Manny, he is a leader everywhere that his feet are.
Yeah, so, growing up, playing all my life, it's just, I love being around all the guys, and it's like the best part of my day, coming to the rink, hanging out with all the guys, just being around them, really. It's the atmosphere that I just love.
Well, I think, number one, the player's got to be a good enough player that he has credibility with his teammates and the coaching staff. Number two, you really got to practice what he preaches. If you're going to ask other guys to work hard, you better be working hard as well. And then finally, I think that you want a guy who's, it's kind of a cliche, but the kind of guy who you would call at 2 a.m. if you were in trouble. That's the guy you want to follow, and that's the guy who you're willing to work hard for. And if a player possesses those qualities, they'll be a great captain.
Yeah, we're just here to play the game. We're not here to make enemies. We're all have the same goal, win state at the end of the year. Yeah. Just all be hockey players. That's really all it is. Yeah, I think that he's a grounded kid. He's not getting too far out over his skis. He wants to, he's in the present all the time. And I think that kids appreciate that. And he's there for whoever's there with him. And so I think that
ability to be down to earth is something that the other players really respect.
I mean, so my neighbor is actually one of the presidents of our ref committee in District 10, so he got me into it. It really got me to grow thick skin reffing, but it's something fun to do. I'm on the ice all the time, so yeah. Some of my guys on my team, they'd be like, that's not a penalty, but I'll be over, I'm like, that's a penalty, I know it's a penalty, that's a call, so it definitely helps me out.
Yeah, he's wonderful in the classroom, and he's well liked, not just by hockey players, but by everyone in his class. And
obviously math, I love math, but really all around I try to get all A's, just do the best I can in every subject I do. Definitely getting into mechanical engineering. I'm trying to go that route, and it's working so far.
And I think that Tristen had an ability to watch Weston Knox for a couple years, and Weston's probably the best leader in our school's history in any sport, and he did it through positivity. Everyone considered Weston Knox their friend, even people who didn't know him, and I think Tristen's developing that ability as well, where he's just got a lot of respect from all the athletes in school and the youth hockey players. So when they look at kids on our team that they want to grow up and be like Tristen, certainly at the top of that list.
Oh yeah, for sure. This being the positive guy in the locker room for these guys, and Weston Knox, the captain for us, he's my role model. I really look up to him on everything I do. Event happens, I think, what would Weston do in this event? And that's basically the way I've been going. Weston Knox.
Hazardous. It's a glass-shattering mix of innovation and instinct. No excuses. Just fire.
Welcome back to Inside the Bubble. It's time now for our Coach's Corner segment. Earlier this week, our very own Pete Wagner had the chance to catch up with Minnetonka girls head coach Tracy Cassano. Her skippers have become a regular powerhouse in Class 2A girls hockey. Cassano is leaning on her values that she learned on the ice from coaching legend Laura Halderson at the University of Minnesota and transferring that knowledge to her players at the helm of the Skippers program. Let's go out to Pete and take a look.
Today, the Minnetonka Skippers, great hockey team, great coach Tracy Cassano, and we're excited to have you talk about some stuff with us today on the Coach's Corner.
Hey, excited that you're here.
It's so good. These kids are fun to watch, and the season started, and there's been a lot of attention on your team and just everything that surrounds them. They're a talented group. Stylistically, with this group, what if they're playing the perfect game? If there is such a thing. Is that all right? What does that look like for you?
Well, I mean, our roster is full of talent, dynamic, electric hockey players. So I think the big thing is just playing, disciplined hockey, playing within our systems, but really utilizing each other. And they're very unselfish players. They know that putting that jersey on, the M on the front stands for Minnetonka. And, they just really enjoy playing hard for each other, working hard for each other. One of our key phrases is work hard, work together. And that's something that's important. And, it's fast and it's highly skilled. Sometimes to a point where I'm just like, shoot the puck. It's like, you don't need this, no look, backdoor bonanza. It's like, get the puck to the net.
We see the highlight reel. We get it. Right?
Yeah, but those are fun too, right? Those are ESPN highlight type goals. But sometimes I'm like, we just need a little bit more grit in there. Yeah. But no, like I said, they have no problem sharing the puck, and it's fast-paced and a lot of fun. All these kids, and I'm fortunate to coach kids that are so highly competitive and driven and just 100% committed and dedicated to being the best hockey players that they can be. But I think it's live in the now. And that's something that we talk about even within our own season is just, yes, we have our long-term end of season goals. But I just, I try to remind the kids that, look, a season is just about the journey and every step and just to focus on today.
The process just matters, and to watch them go through it, you get it, and hopefully they hear it. And that's how it's a thing. So sometimes it helps to have someone other, saying, you guys are pretty lucky, is what I'm saying. So it's pretty, it's a cool thing to watch.
Yeah, and just enjoy the journey. Also to know that, a successful season is not defined by getting to one game. Only 2 teams across the state are going to play for a state championship. And if you're fortunate enough to be there, that's awesome. But if you're not, that doesn't define, like I said, what your whole entire season was all about. It's the friendships, it's the life lessons, it's the memories, it's the ups and downs that you battle and face adversity and you come through, on the other side. And so those are the things that are important. At the end of the day, yeah, we all want to win, but like I said, it's all those other things that matter the most.
What if there was a place where everything was hockey?
Finding the skate. Here comes Steves in on goal, all alone.
In Minnesota, there is.
Scores!
Your college experience begins with your dream. Your time at St. Cloud State will uniquely be your own, but your journey will be guided by our community. Be you. Be bold. Be a Husky.
Welcome back to Inside the Bubble here on KARE 11 Plus. It's time now to take a look at our KARE 11 Top 11 for the upcoming week, because it was a relatively quiet week on the girls' side of things, Brandon, but we do have quite a few changes. Warroad is going to stay at number 1 this week. Orono jumps a couple of spots up to number 2. South St. Paul, Delano, Rockford, and Crookston and Laverne, all jumpers here in the middle of your screen. But overall, Brandon, relatively quiet week, but we still see some big jumpers in Crookston and Moose Lake debuting at number 11.
Yeah, those are the 2 big stories of the week, and Crookston makes that jump off a big win against AA Northfield, who's kind of around the fringes of that top 10 to 15 as well. And then Moose Lake, a really solid start to the season for the Rebels. They move in at number 11. Let's check out the Class AA rankings.
Yeah, Class AA as well. Number 1 going to stay the same here as well. Gentry Academy 4-0 after their big win over Andover last weekend. The Huskies, with their win over Minnetonka, are going to jump up to number 2. Minnetonka goes down to number 3. After that, though, Holy Family, Edina, Hill Murray, Maple Grove all stay the same. Apple Valley jumps. We got Bemidji as a newcomer this week, Brandon, and overall, just a few changes here, but good to see the Lumberjacks make their appearance.
It is. I mean, again, just like Woodbury below them, they're getting rewarded for a great start to the season. By the way, their next game is Warroad coming up this week, so they'll get the number 1 team in Class A. Big test for Bemidji, their biggest of the season. Holy Family and Edina in a top 5 clash as well. Those 2 spots will sort themselves out this week.
For sure. And now we'll take a look here, Brandon, at the boys' Class A rankings. And again, not a lot of changes, but certainly you see Hermantown still the number 1 team right now.
Yeah, Hermantown yet to play. They'll stay on top. Good opening weekends for Warroad and Matamidi. Providence Academy moves up a slot with, I believe, Delano, Rockford dropping out here of the rankings. Northern Lakes debuts at number 8. Northfield, a solid split. They lost to Matamidi on the opening weekend, but not many changes here in the top 11.
And then we will look at the AA boys rankings here as well. Got a new number 1, Minnetonka, with their win over Andover. And again, some changes here, but still it's early. Hard to tell who fits where.
Yeah, and certainly Minnetonka and Wayzata were the big standouts of the opening weekend, right? Minnetonka goes 2-0 at their Thanksgiving preview. Wayzata 2-0 at their own turkey trot as well. Keep an eye on St. Thomas Academy as well. New coach in Mike Randolph, obviously a legendary coach here in the state of Minnesota. He got the Cadets off to a 2-0 start. They're in at number 10.
We're going to go now back to the Pagel Activity Center. We had head coach of the Minnetonka girls team, Tracy Cassano, mic'd up earlier this week at a practice. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Good, Z! Good, good! Call for every pass! Call for every pass! On it! Help her, support! Nice! Oh! Good body position, Grace! Shot in front! Defensive team, again, pick up sticks, bodies in front. Get them out of there, let Ash see the puck. Ready? You're going that way once you get it, right? Okay, all right. Ready? Sean, who do you have? How you doing today, Eva? Just okay? Tired?
I couldn't sleep last night.
Me neither. And we're gonna move it down here. Close support, we're gonna get it back. Now, we're gonna move it here. Okay, you have two options.
Time now to take a look at our top 5 upcoming network games of the week. We're gonna start things out on the girls hockey side of things, as we'll have a Tuesday night, North Wright County taking on Maple Grove. And then we'll also have Moose Lake, Rockridge, Alexandria, Sartell, Sauk Rapids, Moorhead, Wayzata. Then a really good one on Saturday afternoon, Brandon. Edina, Holy Family, number 4 and number 5, Class AA. A lot of good games here.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that Edina Holy Family game. I think this is a big game for the Holy Family program. They've been really close against Edina, especially last year, a memorable game at Braemar that went into overtime. This is a year they think they can take that extra step. We'll see on Saturday.
And then we'll take a look at the upcoming Boys Network games of the week. We've got a good one also to start things out on Monday. Don't have a ton of Monday games very often, but we're going to have a good one here on Monday.
Yeah, Matt, it's the same two programs on the boys side as well. Holy Family at Edina this time on Monday. We also have Providence Academy at Southwest Christian Richfield. That's a big game in Section 2 Single A, both those teams in that very competitive section. Hill Murray at Eden Prairie, both teams opening up there on Friday night at the EP Community Center. Matamidi travels to East Grand Forks. Moorhead at Minnetonka. What stands out for you here?
Yeah, you've got 3 and 4 in Class A for boys, Matamidi and East Grand Forks. Always fun when those two teams meet. And then Moorhead, Minnetonka. Minnetonka number 1 right now, but Moorhead certainly can give you a challenge. These two teams like to play each other every year. Always fun when they meet. So I think we're going to get another great matchup on Saturday afternoon. It's time now to take a look at our KARE 11 Hockey Night in Minnesota games of the week. And we've got 2, Brandon, this week. And we will for the foreseeable future as we have our girls game of the week here. We've got the Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning traveling to Cloquet to take on the Cloquet Esco Carlton Lumberjacks. And these two teams, a little bit of a rivalry going on, Brandon, and certainly always fun when they meet.
Absolutely. We have a classic Lake Superior Conference battle here. Grand Rapids Greenway, of course, featuring the electric Mercury Bischoff, and the Lumberjacks looking to make a statement win. This should be a good game. And for our debut game for the boys hockey night in Minnesota in 2022, we have a good one. And it is not high school hockey season until Pete Wagner takes the mic for Edina and Benilde St. Margaret's. This one at the St. Louis Park Rec Center. What a way to begin our boys game of the week, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Pete on the call for that. 2 West Metro powerhouses, Edina looking to try and work their way into our KARE 11 top 11. Benilde St. Margaret's already there. Going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to this one. A great way to spend your Saturday evening.
On this week's Overtime podcast, we had a chance to chat with Chanhassen Storm boys head coach Sean Bloomfield ahead of their season opening games at Minnetonka this weekend, and also Prior Lake boys head coach Joe Pankratz, who also runs the Red and Black League.
Reminder that the best way to stay informed with all the news from MN Hockey TV is to follow us on social media, on Twitter at MN Hockey TV, also at MN Hockey TV on Instagram, and find us on Facebook as well at mnhockey.tv. Well, we thank you once again for tuning in to Week 3 of Inside the Bubble. We look forward to seeing you here next week as well. So long, everybody.
Trail. That's the end of the game.